I got to get to some sponsors first.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I got Rolex, got Bitcoin.
Shit. You got, okay.
Tesla. No.
All right. Your stock's at like what, 1,500?
Something like that. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I saw you at the Laughs Unlimited show, like I mentioned in the message, where it was Stephen Fury. And I think that night is when I realized that everything's going to be shut down again.
Was it that? Okay.
That
was my second to last show.
No, this was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I did one more after that.
You did
one?
Yeah, okay.
I did one more after. I think I did like maybe one or two more after that.
Yeah, that was kind of I have friends that do stand up in LA, and they're kind of miserable. Like even before all this stuff was happening, they're like, "Oh, dude, it sucks. Like all these shows are kind of gnarly." And I was like, I guess I could see that, because I've gone to like bigger comedy shows, and I've gone to Punchline and Laughs, but sitting through some open mic stuff's kind of rough.
What were you at an open mic for? Do you know Steven? Is that where you're there?
I know Steven through my friend Scott.
Okay.
And he runs a show down in LA, or he ran a show, him and his partner, Steve Hernandez. It was called the Chatterbox.
Okay.
And it was in Covina, and they've run it for like 10 years as a bar show. And so they came up here 5 years ago, and it was a show that Fury was hosting. So just through them, I met him, and then just through social media following him. And then he was kind of on my short list of people to have on.
Steven's cool as hell, man.
Dude, he's awesome. He's a fucking beast, too. So yeah, I was just messaging him. He's like, "Hey, I got a show that night." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I kind of figured like maybe I didn't expect him to headline. So I get there and I'm just like, "Oh, fuck, dude."
Because it was an open mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had the blind dude.
Right. Yeah. And that night was Jenny hit me up and was like, do you want to get on there, do the open mic? Mm-hmm. And so I thought it was just going to be a short set. Cause she's like started pre-booking them all.
Yeah.
But then I was like, how much you want to do? She's like, I don't know, 10 to 12 minutes. I was like, oh shit. Okay. We're going to do like real time. So she kind of spaced the people that like work there out and everything. But yeah, Steve is one of the dudes when I started, like he left after like a year after I started. Mm-hmm. But he was one of the dudes that I always looked at and was always funny, but he was always working on stuff. Like he'd always come with his paper and like he would like work on the jokes he came to work at.
Yeah, I got there and he's like, just go ahead and chill in the room. I'm going to go work on some stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, his first night back. And then I think I gave him a ride home because we were supposed to podcast after that. But like we mentioned, like fucking up a podcast is super easy. And I got to his house and the recorder wouldn't work. And I could kind of tell he was like, hey, dude, it's like midnight. Like, I don't want to fucking do this. So I split. But yeah, no, he was working on stuff up till then. And I mean, I thought it was you, and then there's this bigger, heavyset black dude, and then
Tristan Johnson,
and then Fury, and then there was like one other maybe the host,
Ellis Rodriguez.
Yeah, you guys all stood out.
Ellis headlines all over the place. He's one of the first dudes. I just had him on my podcast, but he's one of the first guys that started taking me out on the road.
Oh, okay.
He won the 2018 SF competition.
Oh, nice.
And then also was on the season 1 of Kevin Hart's Heart of the City when they did it in Sacramento.
Oh, the one on Comedy Central?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they had it in Oak Park at Touch of Class. So J.R. de Guzman was on it, Ellis, B.T. Kingsley.
Okay. So
it was surprising that they did like an episode in Sacramento.
Yeah, it is pretty surprising. I mean, Sac's kind of blowing up, but it definitely is.
Wait, did you want to get through your sponsors, or did you?
No, I was just fucking around. No, dude. I'm not really sponsored by Rolex.
I didn't know. I thought you were saying some bullshit sponsors, and then you were going to go into some other sponsors you had. I'm like, wait, I was like, this dude is waiting a long time to get into his shit. All right.
No, I don't have any. I wish I had sponsors. I would love some free shit.
I thought, you know what? I just thought maybe you had some like local shit or something, maybe your own company. You know?
No, I do have a buddy that he's a manager at a brewery, and I was like, hey, you think you guys could sponsor me? He's like, no. But we can give you free beer. And I was like, well, I mean, I'll take that.
That's not bad.
Free beer?
Yeah. So even a few drinks just to mention them on your thing.
Yeah. It's Drake's too. So it's pretty solid. So I kind of was like dude, having people on your podcast that you don't know is so weird. Like, cause you have a podcast, but it seems like they're probably all people you know or your friends or.
Yeah. I've done a few with some people that I didn't know.
Yeah. So you got to do some like snooping around. It's kind of fucking weird. So I was on your website and I saw that you're a bartender at De Vere's.
I was.
Like,
so I stopped probably like, maybe like a year ago now.
Oh, okay.
And then I was bartending at Tommy T's, comedy club just when they're busy. I was just helping out there. But I had bartended at De Vere's for like the one in Davis for like 6 years. Or since they opened.
Oh, so in Davis. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, oh shit. My wife and I, when we first moved to Sacramento, the neighbor of the house, our neighbor, he was the owner, Simon.
Simon, yeah.
Yeah.
The brother Henry and Simon, yeah.
Yeah, so it was Simon, and he would always just say he owned a bar. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Like, what bar? And he would say De Vere's, and we were so new to Sac that we didn't know what De Vere's was. And then I think we were looking for a place to eat one night. We went in there, and they were packed or whatever, so we went somewhere else. He's like, you should have gave me a call. I'm like, well, I don't have your phone number, first of all. Like,
yeah, he's not like a dude that would brag. Like him and his brother, the best, most well-run bar I've ever worked at too.
Yeah, I was turned away there one time. It was after the Kanye West show.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the one where he had the meltdown here in
Sac.
Yeah,
the Golden One.
Yeah, we went to that, and I was just like, I guess apparently I was too visibly fucked up.
Wait, were you at the show?
Yeah.
Did you think? Okay, did he? What was happening before that?
So,
did he have a DJ or was there an opening act?
No, I think it was just him. No, I want to say I think it was just him because they had that crazy floating stage.
Because didn't he come on late? Like he didn't start on time, right?
I think he was late, but a buddy of mine that was there had gone to the one in Oakland, and he's like, he does this weird thing for like 5 or 10 minutes where he rants. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever, it's Kanye. And tickets were like $300. It was nuts. So he starts this rant thing and he keeps going. And then my buddy who's in a different section, he's like, he didn't go this long in Oakland. And then just kept going and going and going. And people are like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he just shut it down. And everyone accepted it, which is what kind of pissed me off.
Didn't you? Wait, because when I saw that video, if I was there, I would have I was like, he's coming back out.
Yeah,
right.
No, it was like a good half hour. And then the lights came on and then security was like, okay, guys, time to go, time to go. They started pushing people out. But I was the only one that was like, nobody else is finding this bullshit. Like, we got our money back, so I didn't really care at the end of the day. It's a good story. But yeah, he got like maybe like 20 minutes into the set.
Did he was he doing some songs?
Yeah.
And then went into that.
Yeah, it was him, like maybe honestly like 20 minutes into the set. And then he had, I don't know who was with him. I don't know who was, like, it was a well-known rapper, but I don't know who it was. And then he was kind of like his, I don't know, like not the backup guy, but whatever that guy does.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who would be with him. But dude, I would have loved to be there because I like being at train wrecks. Like, I love seeing.
This is a train wreck.
Yes. Dude, like if I'm at an open mic or a show and I know, or say I'm more so an open mic and like there's going to be someone that I know is going to be like a weird dude in there. Like I come back in for their set. So like
the awkwardness of it.
Yes, there was a guy one time, man. He had a towel on his head and like a purple robe and like gold dress shoes.
Yeah.
And he was carrying around like a fake pony, like a little mini pony. And like, I don't always watch comic sets, you know? And then so I was like, I'm coming back in for his thing. Yeah. I was going to go home. I was going to do my set and go home. I was like, I have to. And that's how a lot of comics are. I was like, dude, we have to go see this guy. Yeah. We are all lined up to see it. He like did some magic trick where he pulled the card out of the pony's ass.
Oh, there you go.
It wasn't good, but it was just, I can't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah. It's the train wreck. It's like, the slowing down when you see an accident, or that's how that, I mean, I kind of trashed this dude on the podcast I had with Parker and Drew. I was like, dude, the blind guy, that was fucking, it was bad. Like, granted, it's not even stand up. I told a story at a stand up storyteller show once and I was terrified. But then this dude gets up there and it's like, wow, man, at least he's got the balls to do something like that. Like,
yeah,
when I did that, I was like, I could just leave. I don't know anybody here. But then this dude like followed through with it.
How'd you feel after? Did you like, I want to do that again? Or were you like, that was just cool to do it one time?
I had it so memorized that I was like, I know I'll be fine. It's just the initial like going up there and doing it. And it was just a storyteller show where like I told this story about how I ate too many pot brownies, went out to a bar, essentially was on mushrooms at this point, and then went back and tried to fall asleep on the couch, but Mystery Science Theater 3000 was on.
Oh shit, I remember that show.
Yeah, that show's great. And I had my back to the TV and I was like, hey guys, just keep it down. Like, I'm trying to sleep. And didn't fully realize it was the TV. And then I started crying. And yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But after I finished it, I think I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, I know I talked way too fast, but other than that, I felt fine. But it was also like 10 years ago. So.
Oh, okay. What made you start this podcasting?
Um,
I'm interviewing you now, man.
it's fine, man. Go with
I'm trying to figure out.
Go with it. It's totally cool.
I like to mess up the questions that you wrote down.
No, they weren't even. They're just like bullet points.
Yeah, there's not even this is a grocery list. He didn't write no goddamn questions for me.
It is. I got to get bread after this.
This is not.
And a 40.
The fake preparedness. I like it.
Yeah, and some White Claws. That's what I got to get. No, man, I have 2 kids. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I just didn't really have anything like of my own, I guess, anymore. And like I used to be in bands. I used to play music. And then I've for like the last 10 years, like all I've been listening to really is podcasts, next to music. But
what'd you play?
I play drums.
Oh, okay.
So we just got them set up again.
I played the clarinet growing up.
Oh, nice.
I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know.
No, you should.
I'm a woodwind dude.
There you go. A woodwind
for
dude.
for 2 years or for a couple years till 8th grade until they started trashing me on the bus.
Oh yeah, yeah. I played baseball up until 8th grade. And then I was like, oh well, music's cooler. But,
my whole basketball team was all black, and when I walked onto the bus with the bass clarinet, they said, "Look at Robbie's playing the flute," and everyone laughed. And the fact that he got it wrong was even—I was like, "It's not a flute." And I couldn't even defend
all
it.
The same.
Oh, it was. I'm like, okay, I'm never doing this again.
Well, it's like a tuba and a trombone, or I guess a The trombone's the one that's a trumpet. I don't know. They're all the same, man.
I know.
I guess.
And I would need to sit by myself because it was big, so it had to take the other thing.
That's pretty brutal, man. But yeah, I just kind of was like, I'm fucking bored. I have nothing going on. I love podcasts. So yeah, I just kind of one day Googled like podcast studio Sacramento, and Nate here popped up, and we got to talking. He offers a workshop where he kind of like coaches you through and gives you stuff. I don't know. He was like, "What would you call it?" I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, well,
oh, you weren't that far into it. You were just kind of just thinking like, I'm going to have a show.
Head, yeah. I was just be like, oh, I'll call it this. And then you start looking for titles and you're like, oh, well, that one's already taken. I was like, I'll just name it after myself, I guess. And which kind of sucks now because not everyone I work with, but some of the people I work with are like contacting me on social media. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want them to find out I got a podcast. And
so, oh wait. They're like looking you up. Or
well,
hitting you?
Yeah, they hit you up, but they want to like follow you or whatever. And they're like, you have a podcast?
Oh, yeah, because I see it in your bio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you got to promote it. So it's got to be out there. And so that gets kind of dicey.
Most of the people I know at my work, because I work for the state during the day, and it's the Department of Corrections. But like they all know that I do it. But then I hate when I always think that if I go somewhere else and they just happen to look me up, like then I got to explain these cocaine jokes or whatever the hell that they hear or whatever they hear me talking about on a podcast. So I always like when people they introduce me like that sometimes at work. They'll be like, "Yo, he's a comedian." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Oh yeah. No, my boss has kind of been like, "Oh, you should have him on your podcast." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! Like, cut it out." It's like, I'll take us both down.
I'll tell the few cool people that they can come to a show, but the rest of them, I'm like, they hear how I talk at work, so I kind of talk. At least corrections, you can talk kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because in the prison, so it's way looser than an office. But there's a few people that are like, I want to come. Like, no, you're going to get offended, especially if I start making fun of you.
Yeah. Have you had people be like, oh, can I come on your show?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like be on your podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, I've just had to be like, I'm not very good at it yet. I'm still trying to learn.
You know what I made someone do? Because there was a coworker. She goes, I'm hilarious. She goes, I got a hilarious story.
And I'm
like,
hilarious.
already not. And she wasn't funny. And I was like, you know what you should do? I was like, okay, that's cool. Write it out first. And then let me read it. Yeah. And I knew she wasn't going to write it out. And so then that kind of delayed it.
You're like, just FaceTime me. We'll just do it via FaceTime.
No, because I won't have, no coworker. And you know what? Sometimes too, man, you get people that like, I've had like someone that one of my friends who's like funny on, and then he buckled. He completely tensed up as soon as I turned the mics on. And he got hella drunk before. And I'm like, dude, what happened to comics will do that too.
Really?
Yes. I'll have comics on sometimes. And then like the funniest stories that we always talk about, I'll try to lean them into that story. And they're like,
they just don't get it.
No, they're like, I don't want to talk about that. I'm like, because I'll ask before too. I'm like, is there anything you don't want to talk about? Because I don't care, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I've had a few people on where I'm like, what don't you want to talk about? Or like job wise. And I've had like not super important people on, but like people have like important jobs. I'm like, is there anything you don't want to talk about? Like, well, I don't really want this promoted too much. I'm like, well,
that's the reason I have you on. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
But I think I don't know. I used to not care, and I think I still don't. But like, you never know now what can get you canceled.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of surprised. Like going back to like Drew and Parker, like I've become obsessed with their podcast.
Yeah, it's funny,
And
man. Both those dudes.
Those dudes are fucking crazy. Like I was listening to a podcast. I think it was the one that you had with Drew, and he was talking about growing up in a small town and just causing shit. And literally everything that guy did, like me and my buddies would do in high school, but I'm 38 and he's like 24 or whatever. So it was literally all the same shit. But then when he was like, yeah, and sometimes we'd go back to the houses and look at them. And I was like, oh, I just finished Mindhunter. And that's like a trait of a serial killer. They go back to the
they want to see the crime. Yeah.
I was like, man,
watching the house of the fire burn, you psycho.
While he jacks off. So I was listening to one of your podcasts and you mentioned that your dad comes to your shows.
Mm.
Is that weird?
No, man. My dad could have been a comedian.
Oh,
like
really?
He used to first of all, he's lucky there's not YouTube because he would have been lost his job a long time ago. Because he used to go off on people inside of he would just yell at people. So like he would go off on people at McDonald's, whatever. Shit. Does it like if they're late if they're taking too long with our food, like he was a hothead. So, but nah, he public speaks for like a living. And so he always throws humor in his stuff. So he enjoys it. He likes, he knows all the comics.
Oh, really?
He comes to like all the shows and he wants to go to bad ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So you don't have to like censor your jokes, not censor them, but like, oh, hey, my dad's here. I'm not going to tell that one.
No.
Oh,
no.
That's awesome.
Like he's got to meet some like people that he would buy stand up. He's the one who like kind of got me into it. Like he would play stand up when I was growing up, like all the big ones like Eddie Murphy and all them. But like he would buy obscure, just whatever bin. You know, those like $3 comedy ones that are like a bin. He'd buy that and play it.
Yeah, that's kind of how my dad was too. We grew up with HBO, so like we were watching. I remember watching like the Andrew Dice Clay set from at Dangerfields, and I remember watching that as a kid. There's a Tim Allen one. I can't find it anywhere, but he's super dirty.
Yeah, Tim Allen used to be dirty.
Yeah, he was talking about walking. I'll never forget because my dad like almost fell off the bed. He was laughing so hard that he remembered. He was like, "Yeah, why?" Walked into the bathroom and his dad was naked, bent over, like filling up the bathtub. He's like, it was like walking in, looking at a wildebeest straight in the eyes. And my dad was laughing so hard. That just sticks out to me, but I can't find it. I haven't looked in a while, but I know it's on YouTube somewhere. I just haven't totally been able to find it. But he seems like one of those dudes that would probably have that shitty race too.
Yeah.
Like take that off.
But my dad was like, because he public speaks for a living. So especially when I first started, he'll be super critical of me. He'll be like, you're talking too fast.
Yeah.
He'll do that stuff. Like even no matter how the set goes, he'll tell me what I could have fixed, which I need to hear. I like hearing that anyway. I don't like hearing
and probably hearing it from like an outsider.
Yeah.
Like someone who's not in the comedy scene. Like that probably helps too.
Yeah. He would just tell me, he's like, you need to get rid of that joke. He's like, that didn't do well. He's like, that doesn't work 3 shows in a row. Yeah. And no other comics won't tell you sometimes. You know what I mean? So
well, no one's going to like, I don't know. I think everyone always says like now's the best time for comedy because everyone's kind of working together, but still people don't want to like.
Me, Parker, and Drew will trash each other if we don't do well. Like if Parker gets off, I did this to Parker. I made him have a mental breakdown. I don't even know if he told you this, but like we were at a Luna's open mic, and it was kind of like full of comics, and I had got off, and there's like there's some audience members in there, so they don't know I know him, and I went off. I did okay. I did cool, and then like I got off, and 2 of the other comics started sitting up. They sat right in front, like 2 feet from him, and just that he knows. And they just sat there stone face. Yeah. Don't laugh at anything. Confused face. Yeah. They sat like, look at him like confused and like offended by everything he's saying. And so he started, like he had a joke not work and he saw them. He's like, you guys are messing with me. And then he gets mad at like one of, I think it was like Joe. He looks to the right. He goes, you guys are, okay, I see what you got. And then I take out my phone and I'm behind the audience and I start lighting them. Like, and he goes, you're going to light me? But I knew he was going to say something. So I put it away. And so when he looked over and started yelling at me, no one in there knows he knows me, the audience members. And he just starts yelling at me. And I was drinking water. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know?
Bro, chill. You're tripping.
Oh, he got off stage, goes outside, and he kicked over a trash can like he was Charlie Brown. It was the best. It made me feel so good to like see him have a mental breakdown on stage. Because we've all had it. I've talked about killing myself on stage. I don't know how many times. Somebody met me and they said the first time they saw me, I was acting out, killing myself, like while eating a glazed donut naked or something. And I was just, that's the first time they saw me. And I was like, all right.
That's a pretty good first impression, though.
Yeah, and it was like the gun didn't work, so it kept jamming. So it was more, I kept getting scared and I was more frustrated. And I'd take another bite of a donut.
Yeah. Were those real thoughts or just part of a bit or?
At the time, no, that was just a real thought.
Oh,
like
wow.
I don't. If something's going bad, I'm abandoning my set. I'll burn my set to the ground and just start going off.
Just go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you got it, right? Because it's just like the same with anything. Like if you know you're going to get fired, why not just flip a fucking desk out and pull your dick out?
Right.
You know,
sometimes
maybe not pull your dick out.
No, yeah, I don't. I didn't hear that. I didn't know if I should agree with that part. I'm like, this was gonna. He's just gonna edit that clip. He's like, you see what this guy agrees with?
Did I mention him in elementary school?
I'm like, why is that all he posted? And I gotta explain on CNN why I just said it. He's like,
I didn't even know this guy. He just starts talking about pulling his dick out, and then he edited it to like I agree
Asian
with
guy
him.
asked me to be on.
Yeah,
and just agreed with this
wouldn't
statement.
Leave me alone.
I was quoting him.
Stalking. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never done stand up, but I kind of feel like if you're bombing, I mean, you don't want to pull a Michael Richards.
No, that'd be the way extreme. But I'll sometimes jump the gun too early because I'll see someone's face, just one guy's face, or a woman's face, and even if the rest of the crowd's laughing, I just think they're representative of everybody. Because I get tunnel vision, and then I'm like, then I'll just go off. Like, fuck the set.
I remember that like playing music that would happen too, and sometimes it wasn't even like the tunnel vision; it was just the lighting of where you are, and you're like, wow, we're in a shitty fucking bar on a Monday night in San Francisco. Like, there's 4 people here. Who gives a fuck? But fuck that guy because I think he's looking at me like this.
But you know what, though? I know I jumped the gun because I always say I'm like this. I'm like, you know that scene in Predator when he thinks he sees the alien move and they start mowing down the jungle and they all just come. In my head, that's all my voices in my head. I see something move and sometimes I'll just start to level the jungle.
Just take it all out.
Yeah. And then someone after will be like, dude, you weren't having a bad set.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, man. Chill out. Like somebody coughed. Just chill. How long you been doing stand-up?
August will be 6.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. August will be 6 years. Like, yeah, Fury left like right when I started.
That makes sense because it was about 5 years ago when we hung out with him. So, yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's something like if you get into it, I feel like it's something you have to keep doing because you don't. I mean, how have you met anybody that goes, yeah, I used to do stand up?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, never mind.
But that's like locally, like around, like I used to go up. But you also meet people who say they do stand up, and I've never seen them. And I'm like, I go to all the mics, so I'm like, where do you? I don't even tell them I do comedy at that point. It's funny if I meet someone.
It's in Placerville.
Yeah, I'm like, where do you go up? And they'll say all the spots that they're like, oh, Punchline, Laughs Unlimited. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. At a comedy spot, and I'm like, I've never seen you. It's crazy.
Do you think that the like this whole like everything being shut down and everything will weed out like a bunch of people like that, like the people that aren't very funny, or the people that aren't taking it fully seriously, or the guys that just say they do it and they?
I hope so. But no, because here's what it's going to do too. It's going to inspire people to be like, I was quarantined and I had everything taken from me and I need to chase my dream. Yeah. You know, there's going to be those people and that have just been listening to motivational videos and doing burpees and whatever home workouts they've been doing and learning to cook and doing whatever. And I'm just saying all things that I do, but it's just like, they're going to come out and then get on stage. Cause it's just, as soon as it opens up, I saw new people coming out to the mic when we opened back up briefly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was on the way over here and I was like, it'll probably weed people out, but then it'll also be like the one guy that's like, well, dude, I'm killing it in these fucking Zoom meetings. So, maybe my brother was right. I should go up on stage.
I mean, you know what though? I want to say every summer, there's like a flood. There's always like a flood of new comics that come in, like always like around the summer. So I think it's like they come in and then starts raining, in the fall starts raining. Like I'm not going to that mic or I'm not going back out. But I used to get upset if people don't take it seriously. I used to be like, man, why is that guy not changing? Like, why is he not like switching stuff up? But now I don't look at everybody like they're trying to do it for like trying to actually become a comedian. And that helped a lot. Cause I'm like, if they're just doing this for social to be or whatever, to do it as a hobby or for socially, then that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if somebody's doing it to get over a fear or something like that, or, hey, I've always wanted to try this, let me do it. And yeah, I think you just got to look at it like that too. Like,
no, because it would frustrate me if I thought everyone should be taking it seriously. If I thought everyone's trying to actually then you're like, why are you? Because you get dudes that would come up and be like, I don't even know what I'm going to say on stage right now. Like, I'm just going to go up. And like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what do you, like before me, you're going to do that? Now I got to, like, now you just killed all the momentum in the room, and I got to.
Unless you're Chappelle, you really probably shouldn't do that.
I've yelled at people at open mic because it's like I came to work on stuff, and this is very like whatever old veteran with a briefcase, like you know what I mean. I felt like an insurance salesman. Yeah. Someone did that at open mic. They went up and just like, I don't need the mic. I'm just going to do improv crowd work, and then they just were awful. Yeah. And then I had to go. I couldn't not address that. So then I didn't even get to say, do what I want. I came to work on.
You just tore the guy down.
Oh yeah, I felt good. I felt better. I don't know if he needed that. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, as long as you feel better and that person didn't sleep the night that next night.
I slept great. Yeah. I was like, I don't know if that guy's ever been yelled at like that, but
I think people need that. Well, maybe not like being yelled at in front of a crowd of people, but like people need a reality check too every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like if you're just going to be like, oh, fuck it, whatever. You're taking people's time and you're wasting people's time. So,
well, because some people get off stage and then if they don't have a good set, they're like smiling and happy. And I'm like, what? How is that? How is that? Are you okay right now? Because I won't touch anyone because I feel like it's like I'm very superstitious. I played like baseball growing up. I feel like it's like transferable. You know, like you're gonna all of a sudden you're gonna strike out.
Yeah, you don't step on the line.
No, I don't try to talk to anyone. I keep my head down. I'll go home and take a cold shower and I yell at myself in the shower. My girl knows that I do that now because she used to be like, "What are you doing?" Like I'm screaming. I'm like, "You're gonna open with crowd work," you know? And I'm just like yelling at myself. Like,
oh, are you out loud to yourself?
Yeah,
you don't.
I'm in the shower. No, in the shower. Once I get in the shower. And I always take a cold one because I don't deserve warm water. Yeah. Right at that point. And then I stay up thinking about it, and then I'll like not sleep well, and then I'm good the next day.
Yeah. See, I keep it all in my head.
When does that come out?
When does it come out?
Yeah, that's got to come out sometime, right?
Well, actually, we talked about it at couples therapy like 2 hours ago.
See,
so it comes out in not like the best times. We're usually like
at the Olive Garden. This is when you flip over the table and the breadsticks go flying.
I'll tell you what's fucking wrong. No, it usually comes out when she goes, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "All right, here we go."
And it's 20 things.
It's 3 of the stupidest fucking things. Like, I'm tired of being the one that takes out the garbage. And she goes, just fucking, okay, I'll take out the garbage. I'm tired of being the one that has to pick up after the girls. They're not even making messes. And then you just become this psycho.
But it's not, though, because if it was flipped around, right, wouldn't it be a big deal?
Yeah, everything's a big deal to me. You know? So
I've talked to my girl about not taking out the trash. You know what I do? Because I live across this lake. I don't know who this is across the street because they just moved in. But they, I don't know what he has her doing. She's doing all the yard work. She's doing like all the man stuff around the house. And I always point out the window. I'm like, look how this guy runs. He runs a tight ship across the street. You see that?
This dude's got it on lock, man.
He was standing there, watch her edge the lawn, like after she mowed it.
Whoa, is there like a huge age difference
between the two? No, they're younger.
Oh, really?
I don't know what they do.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was holding the kid, but it's not like she always has to mow the lawn. I always see her out there. And I'm like, this guy, I don't know what he does, but it ain't happening in this house.
Dude, I'm out there. Your podcast.
I know. I should ask him. Like, what do you? I wish I talked to my neighbors though. I'm a weirdo. Like, I don't like talking to my neighbors because then I don't want to engage in small talk.
Yeah, and then it's kind of weird.
I pull in and they're like, "How was it? Whatever."
Yeah, we've got a good relationship with our neighbors next door because our kids are the same age. But then there's like the super old dude across the street who's like, "Hey, Dave." I'm like, "My name's not Dave, but you're 85 years old. So what's up, Mike? How's it going?" You know, just it's cool. We live on an older street though, too. Like,
how long have you lived there? So do you know all your neighbors?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we know like 6 of our neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah.
They know they don't know my name. And I've lived there for 2.5 years. And now, see, I'm not even like a shy person, but it's just, I always just feel like they're like, what's there to talk about? I already know enough people, so I don't want to talk to them. But then, like, now it's too late. I've lived there too long to start a relationship. So now I just have to lean into this way I'm being.
just pretend like they don't exist.
Every time they're walking by, I'll shut my garage. So they're trying to look in or whatever. I close it because I'm like, I don't want you. Like, why are you looking in here?
Yeah.
Not I have anything to hide, but it's like, that's all. Like, why don't you come over and like say hi? Even though I don't want them to, but I feel like they should.
Why is it my responsibility to introduce myself to you?
First of all, the lady across the street, the first time I met her is this like, she looks like she'd be on like the Real Housewives of whatever. Mm-hmm. And she like was talking to us and her dog was like taking a shit in my lawn. And then within 15 seconds, she starts telling me how much money she makes.
Whoa.
And so I already don't like that. And then your dog, and then I just walked away.
Damn.
Mid conversation. But no, my girl stayed there and and her sister. And
chatted it up.
Yeah, they chatted up and like, oh my God, that lady was awful. Why'd you walk away? I'm like, because I knew in 15 seconds. Like I was like, everything going on, I'm good off you forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't care if she thinks I'm an asshole.
Dang. Yeah, the old lady that lives, well, she's in a home now. But do you know The Bachelor?
Mm-hmm.
The chick, the lady that was on it this year.
Oh, yeah, she's from Sacramento.
Yeah, yeah. She grew up in the house across the street from ours.
Okay.
So we've seen her a couple of times. I don't know who she is. I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. But yeah, so we got that going for us.
I don't like reality shows.
I don't like them either.
But here's my thing. Okay, this is like a personal vendetta against reality shows. I used to date a girl that won the first season of For the Love of Ray J. So like we were living together in the couple.
The Kim, the dude that made the sex tape. With
Yeah,
Kim. Yeah.
Why does everyone know him that way? I guess
because what the fuck else has he done?
he's had a couple hit singles. I don't know why I'm sticking up for him, but whatever.
Don't defend. That's like defending what's his name, Kevin Federline,
right?
Which I own his album.
Doesn't he have some dance videos?
He might. I have his CD.
He had a CD. Did he rap?
Fuck yeah, he rapped.
Oh my God, I need to listen to it. Is he on Spotify? No, I gotta check it.
It's not. Yeah, I have an actual CD, and I remember I was at Warehouse buying it, and they were like right as they were going out of business, and I just had like a stack of them. They're like, "Oh, it's pretty good shit. I'm like, I know. And then it comes to the Kevin Federline thing. He's like, "Do you mean to put that in there?"
Yeah, you tried to sneak it in the middle.
Yes, dude, it's not bad.
Is there anyone featuring on it? I want to. Is there some big names?
I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so, man. It's just rap, but it's like. God damn. There's just some stupid fucking lines.
I'm gonna see if I can get that. It's got to be on YouTube, right? So
it's got to be on YouTube.
I'm gonna go for a run and see if I can get through his whole album.
My phone's up there. Yeah, it's not on Spotify because I looked recently.
You know what? That would be the best for me to be going on a run. I get hit by a car and they look at my phone and as the cops see
Kevin Federline.
It's like track 7 on Federline too. Like, was he listening to 6 songs of his before?
This is a deep cut.
He has it on shuffle.
Yeah. He's got the deluxe edition.
Who do I?
But no, it was it's called Playing with Fire. I think his kids do the intro, and then it's just rap. It's Kevin Federline rap. That's the only way to describe it.
It's probably going to be what I expect, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm saying I want to get through the album, but I know I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's not bad. And I remember looking up on Spotify because I didn't want to dig through all my CDs to see if I could
That's what you should do in your car is always have it in and play it and then see if anyone's like, hey, man, this is not bad. Who is this?
Yeah, it's like Kevin Federline.
It's K-Fed, man. You don't know.
I actually keep my in the early 90s, I was in just a stupid party rap group thing that I keep that in there. Only because I guess it's bad because I was like, I don't want it to get stolen, so I'll just keep it in the CD thing in my truck.
Well, you have your own album in your CD player?
Yeah.
Like in a 5-disc, like it's on rotation?
No, it's just in there. It's a 1-disc. But I keep it in there just because like if I leave my phone at home.
That's the same move. You just play your shit and see if everyone's, you know what I mean? That's how you try to get the compliments. And like,
dude, I sent a text to some of my buddies that were in it. It was like 9 of us. And I was like, man, this shit does not age well.
Yeah. How many?
Like, dude,
this is really racist and homophobic. This is crazy.
Very sexist.
What? Third track is Women Shouldn't Vote. I don't think we should have done that one. That was crazy.
There's one. Yeah. No, like this song, like Give Me Something to Rape. That's not, that doesn't age well. But, yeah, there was, or Alcoholocaust.
You know what, though? That is such a, you said give me something.
Yeah,
that could imply anything.
And I want to say that was probably like what justified it. We're like, dude, it's not a person.
Right.
It could be a watermelon.
Right.
And you're like, oh, fuck. But yeah, no, I was just like.
And that's the first verse is, I don't want a watermelon, I want a person. And you're like, that clarified it.
I can't remember the lyrics to that one. Some of them I had to like block out where it's just like, fuck, dude, that's not cool. And one of the dudes that was in the group is now a pastor at a church in Ecuador. And I was like, man, you know what a great prank would be?
Oh yeah.
Buy a plane ticket to Ecuador, bring the CD, and then just sabotage.
What did he do illegally here that he had to move out there?
I mean, he doesn't live here. He probably doesn't listen, but he was, he got his master's in business and his parents were missionaries. So they kind of traveled all over. He was born here, but then his parents had been missionaries in Ecuador for like 20 years. So he would kind of bounce back and they'd
That's a nice backstory for him being a drug mule.
Yeah,
listen, I don't believe anything. What are you talking about? These missionaries, you had to keep going back and forth to
they're
Ecuador.
actually in the cartel. He was a drug mule, but
he had to move back out there.
So he went to school up here, and then he graduates, and he was making like $100,000 a year. So like every time we went out to I went down to LA to party with him. He paid for everything. It was fucking great. And then he got a DUI, and he didn't save any of that money, and he lost his job because he had to drive for work. And then he was like, well, I guess I'll just move back to Ecuador.
First of all, he told you it was a DUI. He was federally indicted. He was about to go to prison for 25 years.
Drug laundering or money laundering. I can't fucking misplace my water, but.
Oh, I didn't even see that you have them.
It's full of vodka, so it's.
That definitely sounds like a money laundering thing or something he was doing. He's like, I got to leave. That's a nice backstory. I never believe anyone's story. Like, I like to always just create these backstories for people.
Yeah.
There was a comic out here that I knew her, but for some reason I thought she lived in SF. And I don't even know why I thought that. But she was out here, thought she lived in SF. And I asked her, and I was like, you still live in SF? She goes, I always lived here. I was like, I swear to God. Okay, I thought you lived with your girlfriend, like right near Cobb's, like above like the liquor store right there. And then I was like, you'd be able to walk to open, like, she never told me this, by the way. I was
assumed?
Like, I was like, then you'd walk downstairs, like when you're hungry, like you can go down to that deli right there and then you get to walk. She goes, why would you? I've never lived in, I was like, I don't know. I just create these backstories and I never ask if they're actually right.
You're like, you live by Cobb's. You like Louis C.K. was there a couple nights ago. You were there, right?
Right.
No.
Like if I didn't know you, I would assume you used to like sell motorcycles, right? And then, but you got over that and then you had a family and then you had to, like you worked, doing like a bunch of handyman stuff. Like you look like you're very good at like carpentry. Like you can you're like woodworking. Like I would assume that you did this whole studio. Like you're very good with a miter saw and a skill saw.
I'm actually not bad with either one of those.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I rebuilt a cabin.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, I'm right. Because I assessed people.
But I work for a nonprofit. So I sit at a desk all day.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but no, it's kind of, not bad. I guess I could do that. My therapist did say that I do come off very intimidating looking. So I could see where like the motorcycle thing.
Right. You look like if we go out to drink with you, up until 1:30 is cool. And then, and then at 2, at 2, you're not letting me leave. Like one more, and then I was like, I really got to get home.
My buddy's got some blow, dude. Yeah. Let's go.
You might look like you like to like maybe like drunk wrestle. You know,
been known.
Yeah, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I bartend. That's how I knew. That's how I would. That's how I try to assess the type of drinking.
I'm pretty chill. I'm a fun drunk, I think.
I am too.
Yeah.
Except for like when I black out, it's usually fun for everyone else. And then for me, it's just still,
Yeah, we're going up to our cabin this weekend. My sister and brother-in-law have the one next to us. And it's probably going to be a pretty aggressive party weekend. So it's going to be fucked up weird, too, because like our kids are going to be there. So we have to be somewhat responsible. Yeah,
that changes everything. I have a little 2-year-old now, and that changes you can't get crazy, like belligerent like you used to. Can you?
Yeah, I can. Well, like after they go to bed.
Oh, that's true.
It doesn't really matter.
But I'm saying, like, when it's used to, like, if you're like at a barbecue or something, you used to be able to day drink. Like, they're running around. You can't, like, get all. I guess you can, right? And then
we host a lot at our house, so it kind of doesn't matter. But if we do go out, it's kind of like, hey, dude, I drove last.
See, that's what I pictured too. You always have like kebabs ready too. Like you have like skewers and stuff.
We do have.
You seem like you could work a barbecue. Like you could work a grill.
I'm pretty good at barbecuing.
That's what I'm saying. You have your own recipe that you don't tell anyone about.
No, I just buy at the store.
Okay. But you hunt? You seem like you hunt.
Dude, somebody asked me not that long ago if I lived on a ranch and if I hunted. And I was like, I drive a pickup truck. That doesn't.
You seem like you'd be able to hop on a horse, like, and ride it well.
Maybe. I don't think a horse would be that crazy.
Like, I could picture you working on a ranch. Like, like if I didn't know you, okay, forget the Harley Davidson stuff. Yeah. I could picture you carrying in a barrel. Is it a barrel of hay? Like a thing, and just a bale of hay. You're taking in a bale of hay, and I don't know where, but I just assume like this guy knows what he's doing with it.
Yeah,
because you got the gloves on, right? And then you wipe your head, and you like smoke maybe that's a Marlboro commercial. I'm thinking about
out here. Yeah, sure.
And then you ask me to do something that's like. As a man, you think I should know how to do. You're like, hey, can you just parallel park the tractor? And I'm like, I don't know how to work a tractor.
Can you go drop the tail on the tractor? I need you to fire that thing up.
Yeah, can you? And then I'd sit there and have to, and you're like, I'll fucking do, and then you get frustrated with me.
No, I wouldn't get mad at you on the ranch. I'd probably just be like, let me show you how it's done. And then I'd be like,
can you at least?
Why don't you just go in the kitchen and help them? That's fine.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's that? They're calling for somebody. Yeah, I don't think a horse would be that crazy to just hop on. And I'm only going to bring this up because
Christopher Reeves thought so.
Yeah, that's true. R.I.P.
Is he dead?
Yeah, that guy died, and that guy lived for fucking.
Wait, he's not dead. I thought he was still alive.
No, he's dead.
Damn it! I hate when I find out someone died, and then I'm like sad about it years later.
Yeah, or when somebody does die, and you're like, oh, I thought that person died. Like,
yeah, you're really sad about it.
Somebody died. Oh, Carl Reiner, and I was like, I thought he was already dead.
The baseball player Ken Caminiti died, and I remember I found out
really?
way late. Yeah. That's just a long time.
I just know the name.
Yeah, but I found out way late too, and I'm like, no, I swear I just heard him. No, I haven't. Never mind.
Man. Yeah. Who else? Oh, maybe Hugh Downs, the news guy. I was like, that dude was fucking 75 years old in 1990. Like,
yeah.
How old was he now?
Then,
he was only like 89.
You're surprised people. That'd be a good segment to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you surprised these people are still alive? And then you would list some like people that I might think that have already. Alive or dead.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Mainly like any kind of like pop star from the 90s, or like what's her name? Not Britney Spears.
Everything is tied back to Britney's. Oh, she just overdosed, right?
Yeah, she's dead. It doesn't nothing even ties back to Britney Spears. Look, just because of a Britney Spears tattoo.
This is when you should hop into sponsors.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, anyway, I got the Wind Casino, which is sponsoring the Britney Spears residency. So, no, I kind of, well, not recently, like kind of recently, I did. I hopped into like little marijuana microdosing.
Wait, what is marijuana? You're just taking a hit?
No, it's like a little pill, and you take it, and it's like it just kind of levels you out a little bit.
How do you feel on it? Is that what your therapist said you should do, or you just like are you wound pretty tight? You feel like?
Yeah, I can be. It's like it's not like an anxiety attack thing, but it's just like this weird tension that I have going on in my body at times. So no, I just kind of was reading up and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try some of that. And it's pretty rad, man. Today I was like cracking myself up. And
how long does it last? Is it
a few hours? It's not super intense because it's like.
I've been thinking about like doing the mushroom micro. I've never even done shrooms, but I was like, that'd be cool to like whatever.
I actually talked to a guy recently about that who grows them. It's like a friend of a friend. And my buddy,
everything ties back to you. I always feel like it's a friend of a friend or like this guy across the street. Like this, what?
So I was talking to my gun guy.
I feel like this thing is just a front for whatever you do like illegally. He's like, I gotta like have a podcast and I can say, so I can funnel the money through it.
I can funnel the money for my child trafficking that I'm doing. But that's not even funny to joke about child trafficking.
It could be.
But I was talking to a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I do."
Because that Wayfair thing, like, could I complain?
What is that? I heard about that.
Well, they're tying it to like the cabinet. There's some cabinets on it that don't look like anything. There's like they look like a normal white cabinet or whatever, and it's like $13,000, and it has the name of like some missing persons, like missing children. Like it was like a Shamsir or something like that. Cabinet, and then that name is like a name of a missing person. It's kind of a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That was tied to it. I don't know who posted it on Twitter, and it kind of started going out that way.
That's crazy. Because I heard about it. I heard them mention like the Wayfair conspiracy, but I had no idea.
Yeah, and it was a bunch of screenshots of different names that matched like missing. But I'm like, what? That would be a really weird way to try to like. Why would you do it so publicly?
Like I have to get this off my chest, but
right. And then somebody posted a picture of the person who owns Wayfair with Epstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're trying to tie or Ghislaine Maxwell,
his wife, his girlfriend, or whatever.
Yeah, he was like next to her. So then they were tying it all together, and I don't know because I also watched a debunked video where some guy looked into the like industrial cabinets just costing a lot, and they do. So I don't know.
Yeah, they can be, but that would be a weird way of like confessing too. Like I gotta get this off my chest. I've done this, but how do I do it in a really confusing way?
Yeah, and that's how you're like doing this. Like I don't remember how it was found, but it was a really I think it would just gain track because I haven't heard about it since.
Yeah, I haven't.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. So in do you work in a prison?
No.
Oh no.
I just work in Hick. I've been in the prisons, so I just like done tours of them and stuff like that. But I used to do the front counter and like roll fingerprints and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Parole agents and stuff.
Did you have to go to school for that?
Nah.
No, you just kind of
just a normal office job.
They're like you can.
Now I just do training, actual just not like defensive training or anything like that. Just like normal HR training.
We're gonna have
it's not exciting.
We're gonna simulate a prison riot.
I do have to do like active shooter training like that.
Yeah, we had to do those at my work too.
Right.
And the cops came in and did one. This is probably like 4 or 5 months ago. No, this was last year sometime. And they were just running through different scenarios of what you would do in a shooting. And I go, well, what if you're parked in like traffic and someone's just on an overpass and they start firing into you? And everyone turned and looked at me.
Like, why would you give someone that idea?
Yeah, like, why don't you stick around after this training and we can maybe.
He just whispers his heart. What's his name?
Yeah.
He has a podcast.
Yeah. He's got a podcast.
Does he know that guy from Ecuador?
Yeah. But the cops were like, yeah, I guess you'd have to take it. Just either sit there and take it or run. That was their advice.
They haven't heard that question before.
No, yeah. That's probably why I'm on that list.
Are you paranoid like that? Do you think like, cause my mind, that's how my mind works. I overthink everything. And so I manifest all these situations that don't ever, like never happen.
Yeah. Today I was in Big Five and I kind of was like, man, somebody could just fucking walk in here and start shooting.
Right.
Like, and I have a feeling I could get away. If there ever was a situation,
then you have your kids. I always think that. I'm like, now I have my kid with me. I can't. I was like, do I pick him up or try to push him in a stroller?
No, they tell you just run. I mean, a kid, yeah, you should probably take the kid. But if it's like a person's next to you, like you're supposed to run. You're not supposed to save anybody.
Yeah.
This is from the cops.
I know. Because they're going to freeze. But don't you, in my head, I always have hero scenarios. It's where I need to be like, you're going to make it through. I grab her or whatever, by his like collar. And I like shake, whatever. I smack him back into like, hey, listen to me. We're going to get through this. And then
come with me.
Yeah. And then I know that's probably like in my head how like I get them to safety, but what really I pulled them and then like they end up getting shot because I pulled them out.
Yeah, they'd fall and then they couldn't get up.
And 2 seconds later they got taken out by a sniper. So if we would have just stayed, they would have been fine. And I
trying to help them. They dislocate their knee and then they can't move and then they're killed.
Because I do want, like, I don't have a gun. I shouldn't say that. No, I do have a gun just in case you try to break in. But I want like a concealed carry, right?
So my I know somebody that has one. And
okay, it's always somebody.
Yeah.
It's always a nameless.
It is.
It's always a nameless.
I don't want to get people in trouble.
Okay.
I don't think you can get in trouble for it. Anyway, my uncle has one. And I was like, why did you get one? He goes, I did it just to kind of see what you can't do with it.
Like, what are the stores you can't go into or where you can't carry it?
So if you have it, you have to be able to see it. It has to be shown somehow.
Like a Western? Like out? Like a 6
Or no, concealed.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah.
So it's got to be concealed. So like he had it like for his ankle.
He did not read the instructions right.
He did. So yeah, it's got to be concealed. And then you can't. So like if somebody walked into a grocery store and started shooting people, you couldn't shoot them even though you had the gun.
Really?
Yeah. It's got to be like a next of kin. So if somebody came in and like pointed at your kid, then you can shoot them. Because it's blood. You're protecting blood. But if someone's just firing away on a lady in front of you.
You couldn't hit him in the leg to slow him.
No. You can't do anything like that unless your life is in danger.
Okay. Because I would love to see that explained on the news. Like, you had a gun. Why didn't you do anything? Because I read the rules.
I'm a stickler for rules, you guys.
It's just like, if anyone knows me, I like to follow rules. And if you look here, they like 10 people in a row next to me.
Yeah. Sorry.
But I couldn't.
If you read Section 6, Appendix A, it says right there.
Because what about this horrible situation, right? Somebody comes in. I have a concealed, right? I'm in a Denny's and I'm enjoying a Grand Slam with my family. Some guy comes in and then he does start shooting. I haven't gone to the range a lot, right? And he takes out one of the cashiers and I start shooting. I take out 5 people, but I also shoot him. Am I a hero or do I need to explain am I getting cuffed or like, I could just tell him I was nervous. Look, I don't go to the range a lot. I should have I just got the gun. I
didn't want to take the training.
He looked like he was going to point at my kid. And they were moving a lot. That guy's tall. We're in a booth.
Yeah, there's kids jumping up and down. I couldn't see what was going on.
I thought the paper targets. He was further away.
I killed the guy with a gun. Get off my nuts. Jesus. I think so. I asked that question. I was like, what if someone's just fucking beating the shit out of an old lady right in front of you and you just shot him? And his response is like, you probably would get away with it because they're not going to like punish you for saving someone's life.
Right.
But if it's like some dude's 15 feet away from you, just blasting people, not in your direction. and they never.
You know what? That's the worst though. Yeah, because if he doesn't hit anyone and then you end up missing, and so he did it.
You nick him, but then kill the pregnant lady.
You reloaded. You didn't hit. You hit 30 people. It's like, everyone's mad at me on the side. 30 people are just injured on the side. Like there's ketchup bottles exploding. It looks like the Matrix. You know, when he's in the bottom of that building, there's concrete flying everywhere.
I've never seen the Matrix.
You've never seen the Matrix? Okay. You've listened to Kevin Federline's album, but you haven't seen the Matrix. I'm
not like a huge movie guy.
No?
No. I mean, I like movies if it's something I want to watch, but I'm not really.
Well, when you're out there tending to the ranch, I could see why you don't have time for the Matrix.
It's hot out here.
You're out there pumping the well. I don't even know what you do with a well. I don't know if you have to pump it or it's just there.
It's water.
Yeah, but do you have to? No, I have been. I have used a well. In the Philippines. I went with my mom's family's in the Philippines, and then they had like a little well in the back. You had to pump it to get some water out, and then they would cook and not wash their hands and just cook barefoot.
Do you? Now we have COVID. Do you speak? Is it Tagalog?
It is Tagalog, but I don't speak.
You don't speak it?
No. My mom came here when she was like, kind of crazy story. She was adopted by her aunt when she was 6 because her biological mom over there had 5 kids, was just doing hair and couldn't afford them. Wow. And my aunt couldn't have kids anymore and she wanted a girl. So they took my grandpa was in the military. So they came here to the U.S. And my mom never told me that until I was like 25.
Oh, wow.
Or no, like 28. And then so I thought those were my biological like grandparents and my uncle and stuff, you know? And then her real mom got sick in the Philippines and was like, we got to go to the Philippines. My family's out there. What are you talking about? I was like, all family's in Monterey. And she goes, no, I was adopted when I was like, what? Why are you?
She's like, fuck.
What? And so I didn't know she had siblings over there.
Oh, shit.
So I went with her because I didn't want to go by herself. And then they threw a huge parade. Her sister looks just like her. She works on a catfish farm, whatever that means. I was like, Mom, you would be doing what she was doing if you were in the U.S. Like, she works on a catfish farm.
That's nuts. Yeah, my mom did the Ancestry and found out that her dad isn't really her dad.
Oh, and really?
Yeah, it was.
Wait. Did he confirm that?
That's what's weird, man. Like, they were pretty close. And this is why I asked my mom about it. I was like, why? Like,
or is he? Oh, he's not alive anymore?
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
She killed him.
I should have asked that.
No.
There's so much death on this podcast.
It's good. It helps you get it out. No, he died like 20 years ago. But that's one thing I asked her. I was like, how come he never said anything? Like, you guys were close, like pretty tight towards the end. Like, and she's like, I don't know. Maybe he just like.
Did the mom say anything?
No, she died in like the 90s. But
so she couldn't even find out what happened, or
no, there's no one to like go back and talk to about. Like, it's weird, dude. It's one of those things where you're just like, okay, this is nuts. Like,
well, she just met him after,
or maybe the story is, and per my mom, my grandma slept around a lot. And this was like my mom, she was born in 42. So somewhere like before that. But then.
It was the 70s.
Yeah. A lot of cocaine. And so like my grandpa that I grew up with and this other guy, my mom's actual dad, went to fight in the war. And when they came back, I guess having an illegitimate child wasn't like the coolest thing in the whole world to do, especially in the 40s. So her biological dad just disappeared. And then my grandpa kind of moved in and like was like, hey, I've this kid since birth. It's mine. And it's even his name's on her birth certificate.
Dude, what did she think she was going to find out? It wasn't that, right? She was just trying to find out if she was part, whatever, Eskimo.
Yeah. She's like, I'm Inuit and
that's not my real dad. Cherokee. Like, how does that?
I don't know, man. I don't know how it came about.
That's what that thing says. It says who your like parents, like the.
Yeah, she gave me a packet, like a whole like printout of like, it was like 100-page packet of like the whole history of everything that she got. And I didn't read it, but,
you took it. You're like, oh my God, this is crazy. And you started scrolling on your phone to Sports Center.
Yeah, just threw it like in the
Look at these LeBron James highlights.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Brittany Murphy died. This is so sad.
Kevin Federline's got a new album coming out. Yeah, I mean, she's like, I always kind of thought there was something was kind of weird. And then, yeah, they did the ancestry thing. But she's gone and like met her stepbrothers and shit. And like,
Wait, when did she take that?
This was probably, I want to say like towards the end of last year sometime.
Oh, she went and met did they look like her and stuff? You didn't go with?
It was in the packet. I didn't go. We didn't know any of this was going on, man. My mom pops up one day and she's like, hey, I got to talk to you guys about some stuff. And we're like, okay. And she's like, hey, here's the story. And we're like, that's fucking nuts. And like her biological dad lived like kind of in the same neighborhood area that she did growing up. And he would come to her early birthday parties.
Oh, what the hell?
But it was always like, hey, this is our friend. Like it's kind of creepy if you really think about it. But
that's why I thought it was such a mind, like it screwed me up. Cause I was like, with mine, it was like, I didn't know I had all this family over there. Cause I always thought just like, where's Americanized Filipino? Like I'm Filipino and Japanese, but I always just thought like the Filipino side just was smaller. Mm-hmm. And what messed me up was because like they always said like, oh yeah, you look like your grandpa. I'm like, that's not even my grandpa. Yeah. You know what I mean? She's like, no, they were brothers. Like your brother, his brother married her mom's whatever. Like his brother married her mom, and so that's why we all look the same. Yeah. It looks similar, but yeah. And then I asked my grandma from over here, I'm like, why did you keep that a secret, from us? Why wouldn't you tell her? She goes, I told her to tell you. I don't know why she kept it a secret. We all knew. And now that I thought about it, my punk ass cousin would always say, like, he'd slip weird insults to me, and I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, yeah, I'm going to Monterey. He's like, why, are you going to go see your fake grandma? I'm like, what? like, I didn't even.
Yeah, that's a weird flex. Like,
yeah.
Geez, dude.
I never even put it together. And he goes, dude, I always told you that. And I'm like, no, that's not explaining that to me. Yeah. Because I just thought it was kind of weird that your mom didn't tell you. And then she would tell her, like, yeah, why don't you have them talk to your mom? Like, we should call her. Yeah. And she just never did.
Yeah, that is weird. Do you think that's like a cultural thing?
No, I think my mom's just weird. I don't know. I asked her about it the other day. Yeah, I asked her, I was like, why would you do that? And she's just like, I don't know. I just didn't want to call. And I'm like, all right, that's really weird to let you know.
Just being lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go through this all over again. Fuck it.
I liked it. I went to the Philippines twice.
Yeah.
And have you ever been in like other countries and stuff?
Oh, I've been to Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, with my buddy from Ecuador, actually.
Dude, okay. Yeah.
It was the most romantic trip I've ever taken with another man.
How long did you guys stay for?
Dude, we were there for like 2 weeks.
Is that enough time? You usually stay longer?
If I did it all over again, I'd probably just chill in Italy. Italy was like the coolest fucking place. Like we saw Stonehenge and we went to Paris for like maybe 12 hours, but Italy was like off the charts. I'm Italian, so I thought it was just the coolest fucking place.
Yeah, Italy would be dope to go to.
Dude, it's so sick. It's like it's the size of California, so you can hop on a train and be wherever.
So you tried to see too much in like short amount of time. You think you wish you should have just stayed in that?
No, I mean you go to Rome, like you really see everything because Rome is where everything's at, and there's like some outlying cities.
Is the Colosseum as big as it looks?
Dude, it's pretty impressive.
Okay, because like some things, she's like, I saw the Statue of Liberty, and I was like, this thing sucks. Like it's not. Yeah. It looks huge in movies.
Yeah,
there's helicopters flying next to it. It's like I don't know. It's like 4 stories. I was like, this is the worst.
I've seen it from afar, but
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
it's bigger than 4 stories, but it's not. That was like one of the biggest disappointments I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower is fucking enormous. That was bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like where you're just like, holy shit, that thing is humongous. But yeah, the Colosseum, it's pretty good size. We didn't go on the inside. But the Vatican, dude, that was like a 4-hour tour.
Oh, yeah?
That was fucking crazy.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, it was dope. Like all the crazy artwork they have and shit like that. But yeah, Rome has everything, like all the classic landmarks and shit. Mm-hmm. And then where'd we go? We went to Florence, was cool. And then we went to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which was a lot smaller than I thought too. That's literally like a 4-story building.
Did you... What'd you guys go for? Just to go? Because you wanted to see Europe?
I had just gotten out of like a super, super long-term relationship. And this dude was rolling money. And he was like, we should go to Europe. And I was like, all right, I'll use my tax return money. He's like, okay. So we bought the tickets. And he's like, I'll pay for the hotel rooms. And I was like, all right. So yeah, we just did that. We went for like 2 weeks. And
then, we should go backpacking. You should carry the backpack I give you.
Yeah. You wear a saddle.
Yeah. Leave your backpack right there. Oh my God, it got stolen. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty rad, man. Like it did kind of suck, like having to share beds and stuff every once in a while. But Amsterdam was all right.
I like how you skip over these details. You shared beds, and you just kind of, you do what you do when the lights turn off. And then the next morning we'd wake up, and then
when you're homesick, and just
people are so far away. You get lonely out there. You get really lonely.
No one's gonna know. Yeah, it was rad though, dude. I would go back in a heartbeat. It was maybe not now, but it was super cool. And then Amsterdam was all right. Amsterdam was weird, dude. Like the food sucked, and then we saw a street performer almost get beat up.
Do people because the big thing back in the day, everybody wanted to go to Amsterdam because like weed was legal there. But now, do people even want to go to Amsterdam as much? Like, I don't hear. Didn't you always used to hear people talking about that? Like, let's go to Amsterdam because I think the big thing was weed.
Weed and prostitution.
Yeah, but now it's like, dude, you can just go to Vegas and it'd be the same exact thing. Well, not the same exact thing, but it's like that stuff is legal there now.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It was like there's families everywhere we were, and like the hostel we stayed at was pretty cool. We'd like kind of made friends there, and then
families in like in Amsterdam area that you're at. Okay.
Yeah, like the red light district. It's a tourist attraction.
Yeah,
and like you walk down it, like the first floor are pretty hot, and then you're like, oh god damn, the deeper in you go, and then towards the end. But it had a weird vibe too. Like I don't think we walked down it just because it was super crowded, but it had kind of that vibe where you're like. Oh, if you wanted to get fucked with a baseball bat, you could probably make that happen here.
And you're like, I happen to have a baseball bat.
And I'm kind of feeling pretty good.
I have a mitt and a glove.
And a jock strap.
I get what you're talking about, red light districts in like normal areas. Because in the Philippines, there was we'd have to drive through one. It was hella normalized out there. Like to get to my mom's like brother's house, you had to drive through.
Oh, one. Really?
Yeah, like a little red light district. And then it was so normal that the kids and my aunt out there, like they'd see a military guy coming out of one. They would look, he's getting chicks. They would say that to us, like, "Are you going to go out and get some chicks tonight?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna." No,
dude, I saw a guy walking out of a massage parlor, one of like the windowless ones, and I was walking into a liquor store, and he was walking out, and it was kind of that.
Dude, I didn't. So these, I went out there for a wedding. Oh, so at the simultaneously, my mom to go see her mom, and like she was sick. It was like my cousin from out here had her wedding out there. So like, there's a lot of like people from like out here out there. And they kept trying wanting to go to like, like brothels. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to go to that stuff. So they kept, cause I don't like strip clubs. I don't like none of that stuff. I'm usually just cracking jokes in there. Like I'm not entertained by stuff like that. So I just, they finally got me drunk, and then I did not know I was in one. Cause like, I just saw like hella women. Yeah. Right. And then like, just like military dude, like two, like, older guys with like a bunch of like women on them, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I started walking around, and then women started grabbing me. Yeah, and I'm like, wait, this isn't karaoke. There's no karaoke going on here at all.
There is karaoke, but it's
I felt so I don't know if that's how women feel. That's crazy, because I felt very like I didn't feel safe. Yeah, and I was like, I want to get out of it. I don't know if these women are gonna pickpocket me or murder me. I didn't want to talk to anyone. Yeah,
that's kind of how Tijuana is.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever been to Tijuana?
Yeah. For a little bit.
Yeah,
I've been to Rosarito too, San Felipe. I used to go on spring break trips all the time. I stayed in college for a long time, so I went on 6 spring breaks in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I went here, Sac State.
Oh, really? Oh, my wife graduated. Yeah, dude. Last time I was in Tijuana, it was probably 20 years ago. And not 20 years ago. How old am I? I was like 22, 23. And it was that same way where you're at like a bar hanging out, and you're like, dude, I don't want a fucking beer to begin with. I don't want to be in Tijuana to begin with. And then it's all of a sudden like they just kind of roll up, and you're like, fuck.
There's no rules out there too. It's like, I like hyping people up to do dumb stuff. Like we were in Ensenada, and because we were like on a cruise, and then there's like a 3-story beer bong, and I hyped one of my friends. I'm like, dude, you should do that. He's like, I should, huh? You should do it. And I was like, he did it. Of course he got sick. They weren't wiping that thing off. And he goes, him and my other friend got sick. They're like, dude, I'm sick. I'm like, yeah, you did a beer bong in Ensenada, and they weren't cleaning it. Like, what do you think would happen?
And half it's tequila.
Yeah. I was like, of course that's a bad idea, but I like seeing it.
Yeah. We went to Ensenada one time, and we were doing something. Like we went to, what's that, Papa's and Beer? Is that there?
Yeah. Oh, there's one in Rosarito too, yeah.
I think it was Ensenada. We go there, party, and then we're like walking up and down the streets, and somebody was arguing, like it was just people drunk arguing in our group, and the cops rolled up, which looking back were probably just guys on the street. They frisked all of us, took all of our money, and as they walked off, they hit each of us in the nuts, like backhanded everybody in the nuts, and then walked away hitting cars and setting off car alarms, and everyone's like, let's get the fuck out of here right now. And So
I remember I went on all those spring break trips, and I went to Rosarito one time, and I was like hooking up with this girl inside Papa's and Beers, like under the stairs, and she was giving me like head, you know, and so I had my hands on the Papa's and Beer, by the way, is a huge outdoor nightclub.
Yeah, it's gigantic,
right? And there's sand everywhere.
Yeah,
and I had my hands on the steps, you know, because I was like trying to brace myself because I was like in this upper like weird area that's hella dark. And dude, people kept stepping on my fingers, and I'd moan louder, and then the sand would get in my eyes, and she thought I was feeling it was feeling good, so she'd go faster, and it was just dude, it was the worst. And then the
like,
freaking
it's in my eyes.
Yeah, so she would just go fat. It was a dumb problem to have.
Yeah,
and I got kicked out because the security saw me, and then they took all my money.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, my trip there wasn't that fun, and sand in a bar has got to be the worst.
Dude, I was hyping people up on this is bad because first of all, this is my life at that point. I was like chasing a naked girl down a hallway, right? She's on rollerblades and I'm hitting her ass with Mardi Gras beads. Like, this is what's going on.
Wow.
So there's I was like president of a fraternity at the time too.
Oh, geez.
Like, so like the largest one on campus. So like I just knew everybody, and like I always want people to have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to create these crazy. So next outside of our hotel is like a fire hose, and I'm like, you know, it'd be crazy if I take this fire hose outside and I start squirting everyone, because that's gonna like be like an MTV thing. Right? People are gonna go crazy, right? So I turn it on full blast, and it just starts. It's not connected. It's Mexico. This shit ain't. It's just flooding the hallway.
This is in Mexico.
Yeah, this is in Mexico. This is in Rosarito, and it's flooding the hallway. And I'm just drunk and laughing. And then a security came up and like turned it off or whatever. And then I go into the room. There's like 20 of us jammed in a room. We're drinking, and I'm like, I loved crank calling people. Yeah. So I started I'm like, tell me someone in a room. So you tell me someone in a room, and I call and say, "Hey, this is Mike from SWAT." You know, that was the company we went on, and I was like, "We just did a raffle. You got entered into a raffle when you registered for the trip. So you won unlimited drinks tonight and VIP. So what we need you to do," I was like, "First of all, you don't sound excited. Can I hear you scream?" So everyone's in that room just hearing that. It's like, make some noise, and they start screaming. And I'm like, "What I need you to do the right now," because it's packed outside, right? So, and then I'm like, "I need you to run to the DJ booth, right, screaming all the way, because you need to be excited, and tell the security up there and ask for Dave." And so you just see people running right out there, and then like I did this like 10 different rooms. Yeah. Right. And then they'd run up there, and then the look on their face of disappointment, like when they got to the bouncer, and then they'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then they'd walk
Dave's
back.
Not here.
Right. And then I walk outside, or then I heard someone coming by, some friends, and I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be hella funny, because I'm going to run out into the hallway, because 2 doors are open." I'm like, I already flooded the hallway. They don't know there's water there. I'm going to slide across like Bart Simpson, you know, because if you're walking down a hallway and you saw someone slide across, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I want to do that, but it was tile, and I slipped and I landed. I have a scar on my head. I split my face open. Wow. Yeah. And I landed and it was just blood everywhere. But I created that whole problem. You know what I mean? I'm the one who turned on the water.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
And then I don't know. It's I love going to Mexico.
Yeah, last time I went, my wife broke her foot and like severely sprained her ankle, and we haven't been back.
No,
it was pretty rough. But yeah, dude. I was growing up. I was a fan of prank calls too. Did you ever get in trouble for them?
No, I used to. I did it when I was young, man. I started because I'd be home alone.
Oh yeah.
And my dad would have bill collectors call all the time because he wouldn't pay his shit, and they would back in the day. They got aggressive with you. Like, they used to be like, I need to talk to your dad now. Yeah. And then my dad said, they can't talk to you like that.
Yeah.
And once I kind of found that out, and I knew that they don't hang up because they want to talk to him.
Yeah, they have to talk to you.
Yeah, I would just sit there and talk to him for like hours because I was home alone. So I'd be sitting there. I kept someone on the phone for like 45 minutes because I told them that I was changing the deck in my car. And that this is in college. I was bored. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know what they called about, but I told them I was changing the deck in my car, and I don't know what a ground wire is. I was like, I don't know where to put it. And then I had him on for 15 minutes just talking about wiring in the car. And I said, I'm kind of hungry, and I've been fixing this car all day. I was like, I don't know what should I eat. Should I eat chicken strips or should I make a sandwich? I got turkey. And I'm like, I think you should maybe go with like chicken. I was like, yeah, I had them yesterday though. And then you just hang up. You just waste their time. Yeah. And then you hang up, and they're like, no, I need you to see if you want to subscribe to this page. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
No, dude. I got to go. But I would do them when I was younger. And it was like calling restaurants and making reservations for the mayor.
Oh, shit.
And we were like fucked up shit like that. We were like, yeah, we got to round the whole place.
Oh, damn, you're shutting down restaurants?
Yeah. I did that a couple times. I got in trouble,
What do you say? I'm calling for the mayor.
I'd be like, is so-and-so from the mayor. We need to rent out like the entire restaurant, or like the big banquet room for like 100 people.
Would you go? Would you like to see your work? Like the
No,
serial killer?
this was like 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure they're probably like, this sounds like a really young assistant, but whatever. But yeah, there's that. And then like I prank called 911 once and I got in a lot of trouble for that. But that was like 2nd grade. But they really escalated when I was living in LA with some buddies and we would call the dorm that was across from them and pretend to be like a DJ from K-Rock and just be like, hey, we're taking surveys on new songs. And we would play like Slayer, like just her like shitty music and be like, what do you guys think of that? And these poor girls would be like, I didn't really like that one that much. And they're like, what about this one? It'd be something else. And then finally, like one night the cops showed up and they're like, hey, you guys been making phone calls? We're like, well, what are you talking about? Like we traced, and they had like just printouts. And they're like, we traced a lot of these back here. And we're like, oh, okay.
Because people were complaining?
Like, yeah, because it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning. You'd call and be like, hey, this is Jed the Fish from K-Rock.
Who the hell's calling it? The radio show is this at 2? Yeah. And why are you participating?
Why is the radio station calling you? So it's just shit like that.
A radio station calling you that I don't listen to. Like, this is what?
Yeah.
K-Rock?
So
I would do that at a young age too. Because I would look through the phone book and then I would find like a like when someone's name like says like senior or something. So I knew they had a son or a kid, and I would just call and say like, yeah, I'm calling because your son was arrested for a DUI yesterday.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I told a guy. His son. He was so mad. I know he got arrested for a DUI, and then he needs to come down and pick him to the jail and pick him up. He's like, that son of a bitch. I knew. And he was really mad. And then I had someone on the phone. I told them that I said I was an auditor for the library and that they had like some crazy amount, like $1,000 in late charges for like the Magic School Bus in Clifford. And I was like, look, they're like, I don't remember reading those books. I was like, look, I'm not just calling people. Okay, I don't have the time to do that.
You think I'm doing this for fun?
Yeah, you think I'm just looking through like a phone book and just picking up numbers? You got something else come to you, okay? It's like, I came in here to do my job. Like, no, I understand. I'm like, look, these are charges on here. I could probably cut it to half. You know what I mean? That's maybe what I can do. But if you got to get down here, I was like, if you bring the books back, I could probably, I don't have the books. I was like, look, I don't have them.
Yeah.
Like, I obviously don't have them.
Somebody's got them. So, all right, man. Well, hey, thanks. I got the word. We got to wrap up. So
you're getting the light. I could tell you were getting something.
So, I didn't even introduce you on here, man.
My name is whatever your friend's name is from freaking
Jonathan Guido. Ecuador. Robert Omoto.
Yeah, right? Robert Omoto.
All right. Probably any shows coming up at all by chance or?
Oh, what do I got coming up? Probably like a Zoom show or something like that. Yeah. There's nothing. Far and few between. Just Random Thoughts podcast.
Yeah, and you got 160 of those things.
Yeah, mostly all the comics in SAC have been on it. Okay. Most of the comics from SAC.
Then all your social, just Robert Omoto?
At Bobby Omoto on that. Robert Omoto was taken. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a dentist or something, right?
Yeah, I hope he doesn't. I'm probably ruining his shit. He's way more successful. He's an Asian dentist in Sacramento. He used to live in San Diego, but he lives in Sacramento. So.
Oh, you guys hang out?
No, I should. No, he probably hates me.
Have him on the podcast.
They probably go to his thing and say, like, I saw your clip.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be funnier.
Right.
So, all right, man. Well, hey, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah.